I just thought I'd pop on because I had an interesting situation come up that I thought might be beneficial to hear. We last week talked a lot about emotional tools and how to use them. And the story I'm going to tell you really lends itself to the practicality of emotional tools and the longevity and value that they play in your life. I don't teach what I don't do myself, and so all the tools that we talk about with Awakening to Your Story are designed because they're things that I've adopted along my path. And so I had a situation come up where my mom was sick on Thanksgiving, not doing well. I did not know this because I don't talk to her a whole lot. But she lives out of state, a different state for me. And so I sent her a text message to wish her happy Thanksgiving. And she texted back that she was in a lot of pain, which I didn't understand. But I ended up talking to her, and she was not doing well. And she was in a state of survival. She was in some acute pain from an injury and also from an illness that were kind of compounding things for her. So she wasn't able to get to her, tried and trues, like, where's your heating pad? Do you have X, Y, and Z? And so we were talking about using Advil for her injury. She didn't have any, and thankfully my husband and I were able to get her some to her door within 30 minutes. And, I just cheered her on. I made sure she had everything she needed. We made a couple of DoorDash orders from different places, and I checked in with her periodically throughout the day, made sure that she knew how to take all the things that she was getting delivered to her door. And I was taking a shower last night thinking about the whole situation. And I broke my arm when I was in 5th grade. And at the time, we were Christian Scientists who did not go to doctors. And I got my arm set because I was at school when it happened, and they had to take me to the hospital. And when we were leaving, they gave me a prescription for pain, and she didn't fill it because she didn't believe in it. And I was left to suffer in pain. And saying it now, it sounds even crazier than saying it out loud. Sounds even crazier than saying it in my head. But thankfully, my brother was there. He is 9 years older than me, and he snuck me some Advil, and it helped ease the pain. And then a year later, I hurt my arm, my other arm, and I'm still to this day doing physical therapy for this arm, having to fix what was broken and not taken care of and tended to when I was young. And my mom's response to anything is hers and her way of surviving and her way of doing. But what I found so fascinating and full circle and very telling for my own heart and soul is when I was met with her physical suffering, I did everything I could to ease it and to make sure she had everything she needed and activate the physical and emotional tools that I have. And I was able to show up for her in a full expression of myself today, of my full way of loving and caring. And my husband came downstairs and while I was on the phone checking on her, and he was like, "You're just so compassionate with her and so loving, and it's very sweet to hear." We were talking about it this morning, and I was like, it's all the work that I've done. It's all of the healing that I have created for myself. It's all of the emotional tools that I activate on a daily, hour by hour basis that allows me to engage with my mom in a way that is fully me, rather than in a reactive way from pain that I experienced in my childhood, or the pain of her not being who I needed her to be then or now. I really just can let her be who she is, let her be in her state of survival, and just show up in a loving, nurturing, caring way, the way that I wish somebody had shown up for me, right? When I was young. And it was just the whole like having to get her Advil and care for her, and then remembering back on all the times when I wasn't allowed to have any of that, wasn't shown that compassion. And again, it's just telling about how that investment in your own emotional well-being, in your own heart's work, is so valuable, because then you get to fully show up at the table of humanity without any of that limiting crap holding you back or tempering your capacity to love, or creating a reaction within you that is less than whatever that may be, less than how you want to feel, less than the experience that you believe you deserve. And it was just a funny moment in time where the contrast was so big, but it felt so freeing. And I just thought I'd share. And I hope that you do the investment, right? You make the investment in stepping into your power and story and activating all those tools. Okay. Good stuff, man.